I'm happy to be joined here today with Global Meteorologist Peter Quinlan. So Peter, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jackson.
So first of all, what was your reaction when looking at the weather forecast for this week?
Initially, because we came out of that cold spell, I was like, yay, it's not minus 40 anymore. But then I was a little sad because I do like winter and skiing, and it just seems like sometimes the winters are a little shortened these days. But I think overall, we just have to deal with it. So I was like, okay, I guess this is what we're going to deal with. And it looks like it's going to stick around into March, too.
Wow, I'm surprised you said that because I know a lot of people despise winter.
That is true. They seem to last long sometimes.
Is there any chance this warm weather stays and we can kind of say winter is officially over?
It looks like we're going to see these warmer than normal and even above freezing temperatures sticking around for the next little while. We'll probably see them actually linger in through the first weekend of March into next week. But then probably midweek, we're going to start to see the daytime highs slip back below freezing, overnight lows getting close to minus double digits. The question is, how cold will it get and how long will it last? Some of our longer models are keeping those daytime highs below freezing into the second week of March, and potentially a little longer than that. So we'll be waiting and kind of seeing. It's a little far out to be able to predict it with exact certainty at this point. It kind of could go either way, but it does look like it'll be a little bit colder than this past week after we get through to the middle of next week.
And Peter, is there any chance we get more snow this year?
Yes, we will likely be seeing more snow, potentially even a little bit next week. Major snow, we often see quite a bit of snow in March and even April in Lloydminster, but it doesn't last quite as long because those days are longer. The temperatures typically get a little warmer. So I would say with pretty high degree of certainty that we will see some more snow. Question is, will we see major jumps of snow? And it looks like the first week of the month at least we won't. But beyond that is really tricky to forecast precipitation with any degree of accuracy.
I know a lot of groundhogs predicted early spring. Is it safe to say they were right?
Those groundhogs don't know much, I'll admit. They're a little crazy, but it might be a little earlier than some might have thought. I think we're going to be kind of like in that awkward in-between where there's ice in the morning, some melting during the day for a while in March, maybe even into April. It might seem like it's kind of dragging on. So I would put very little stock in what those rodents are saying about the early spring. This is Lloydminster we're talking. It doesn't usually happen on February 2nd. And it definitely didn't happen right away, as we know.
Is there any chance this early warm spell could lead to an early summer?
For sure. It does look like, well, the long-range seasonal forecast models for summer, which is not till June, July, August, are right now pointing at warmer than normal conditions. So it could be a hot summer, could also be a dry summer, which I was just looking at and trying to think about how much moisture we have in the ground. So it might not be the most ideal growing season, at least at the start, but things can change between now and then. That's just kind of the outlook at this point, but that's kind of something we'll be watching for. And I think farmers will be hoping for some bigger wets, heavy snowfalls in March and April to kind of make up for that deficit if we do go into a drier than normal late spring and early summer period.
And finally, what is your prediction for the next few months weather-wise?
So I think we will likely end up going a little bit below freezing temperature-wise as we get you through into early March. And we might actually end up being below average throughout the month of March. We'll start to warm probably above average in April at some point. And then it looks like we might see a hotter and I think probably a drier than normal mid-spring into summer period at this point. Things can change though.
Well, let's just hope this warm weather stays and we can enjoy an early spring. Peter, thanks for doing this today.